Hello and welcome to Next Stop News. This is the first update I'm doing for you guys with my new software. Here are some of the topics which we will discuss in this month's installment. First off, we received the second pair of R211s 4065 to 4069 on July 13th, which was delivered to Coney Island Yard on the 16th. So, 4060 to 4069 should begin testing soon as a 10-car set. Both sets were shifted to Pitkin Yard between August 2nd and August 3rd. I gotta say, I absolutely love the design of this train, especially the interior. My goodness, this thing is amazing. Look at these signs. This is incredible.
This is a Queens-bound W local train. The next stop is Rector Street.
I absolutely love that the door motors sound just like an R160B. Meanwhile, the R32s remain inactive. One was returned to Canarsie Yard connected with a pair of R42s. Another consist of R42s was recently sent to Canarsie on July 28th, joining the aforementioned SMEs. 2910 continues to push strong, and we don't know how long it's going to continue, so I would recommend catching it ASAP. Eastchester Depot now has 1382 to 1397 and 1400 to 1406, 23 Prevost total, adding 8 Prevost to their count. As they send more CLs to Yonkers, Yonkers is sending their old CLs to Spring Creek. Meredith Depot now has up to 1585, 29 Prevost total. As they push out older Prevost, Castleton has 10 D4500 CTs left, and Charleston now has 21 D4500 CLs left. We are still on standby to see whether or not Castleton will send more CTs to Spring Creek in addition to 2218. Castleton also received 5 new loaners from Charleston, 2285, 2287, 2291, 2298, and 2301. However, most of these units have returned to Charleston. 2021 Prevost 1438 has had a tracker since July 15th, making catching the Soul X345 much easier. The LFS Hybrids are rolling in like hotcakes. Kingsbridge's count of LFS Hybrids increased to 14 with the arrival of 9659 to 9661. Manhattanville increased their total of LFSs to 37, receiving a superstorm of 9700 series hybrids in July and August, as high as 9782. After being incrementally repaired at New Jersey in early July because of AC issues, all 8 of Tuskegee's hybrids are back in service. We now have 79 LFS hybrids between the 3 depots in New Jersey. 8755 is also doing well so far, and I'm glad to see that it's no longer going back and forth between Zariga and Jamaica. Mother Clara Hill recently received a ton of XDE 40s in an instant. They now have 9563 to 9578, 9580 to 81, and 9583. 19 XDs total. That's over a fourth of the whole allotment right there. We're still on standby to see if 9590 to 9619 will go to Hale or Quill. As a result of all these new arrivals, 4366, 4384, and 4385 were pushed out of Kingsbridge, not to retirement but to Queens Village, decreasing Kingsbridge's count of next gens to 24, and causing the retirement of Orion 7 Old Gen 6888 at Queens Village, which was inactive for a while anyway. This combined with the accidents that 6856 and 6893 recently got into, decreased Queens Village Old Gen count from 50 to 47. Old Gens 6705 and 6706 were transferred from Manhattanville to Mother Clara Hill to receive one last moment of glory, along with Next Gens 3851 and 3868. All 4 units have Mother Clara Hill stickers now. By the way, 3868 has a wonderful house, so I will miss seeing that unit at Manhattanville. Old Gens 6691, 6694 to 6695, 6701, 03, 08, 10, 15, 21, and 23 were retired, leaving only 5 Old Gens 6693, 6702, 6709, 6724, and 6725 active at the depot. It's almost time to move on to the 38 and 3900s. Tuskegee gained enough confidence in the LFS hybrids to permanently push out 8 next gens in the 3920s and 3930 series to Quill, allowing them to retire old gens 6730, 6749, and 6753, decreasing their old gen count to 24. They also sent 3939, 3945, and 3946 to Manhattanville, while receiving 3861 to 3862 and 3900 from Manhattanville as loans. Tuskegee's next-gen count fell from 20 to 12, including the loans from Manhattanville. They still retain their Manhattanville stickers, showing that they're not there to stay for too long. Mother Clara Hill retired 6755 to 56, 6758 to 59, 6762 to 64, 6767 to 69, 6774, 6777, 6780 to 81, 6784, 6787, and 6788, leaving just 17 old gens at the depot. In the midst of all this retirement, the old gen fleet successfully made it to 19 years old, though our current old gens are between 15 and 16. 2021 XT40 7851 was delivered to Fresh Pond on July 8th, received a bit of driver instruction, and hit service on July 17th on the B13. Some say it was still training, however, as it was not seen again until July 28th, where it did a series of runs on the B26 and Q54. We had a 1-for-1 trade between Fresh Pond and Gun Hill, where 4070 left Gun Hill and 4066 left Fresh Pond. Actually, we had a lot of next-gen trading, which resulted in 4695 and 4700 ending up at Grand Avenue from Queens Village, and Fresh Pond getting back an original 3900 unit from East New York. 3989 from Fresh Pond and 3968, 4538, and 4556 from East New York were retired. Seems like the MTA is using a promise of the surplus of new buses which will soon arrive in Brooklyn to confidently kill off the worst of the next gens before they arrive. 9 MTA next gens are retired so far. The units are listed here. The shortage at West Farms Depot continues, but not as bad as it was before. West Farms is borrowing next gens and 2015 LFSs from Kingsbridge to use on their standard routes. I'm telling you, one day those LFS hybrids are going to end up running on West Farms routes. Anyway, the MTA tried to fix the shortage by shifting LFSAs from Gun Hill to West Farms. 5313 to 5317 have already been permanently transferred, and 5782 and 5807 were loaned, along with 5322, which also returned to Gun Hill. They're also using 2010 LFSA loaners from Kingsbridge and Gun Hill on their articulated routes. 2017 XE40s 12 to 15 have not run since June 26th. And word has it that they're at the JFK vendor with their depot stickers and fleet numbers removed. Their lease may be up after all, and if I was wrong before about the lease expiration date, I apologize. The Proteras remain active, however, but no one knows for how long. That's why I'm getting my emergency fanning in now. I just have one piece of advice for the MTA in their electric endeavor, and when I say this, I'm speaking solely from my personal opinion. Be careful. You've seen what happened to the electric buses in China. You've heard about what is happening to the Proteras in California. Earth is getting hotter, and we're definitely experiencing more of it in New York City. We can't just pretend what's happening worldwide doesn't affect us anymore, because it does. If you're going to go electric, make sure that you continue to closely monitor the technology and pick the best manufacturer or manufacturers possible. Flatbush's total number of wrapped XT40s has risen to 21, as 7620, 7625, 7631, 7642, and 7658 were wrapped to the local scheme. Out of 43 units, 21 are wrapped. The units are listed below. Remember, I am no longer counting 7647 due to the accident. As of July 22nd, Google Maps now uses technology which determines how crowded specific subway cars are. A little too accurately. I mean, for new buses, I understand that there's a door sensor, but for trains? How do you know? For some reason, I believe that this has an interface with the subway time map, which was released quite a while ago. Queens Boulevard had a massive system failure on July 26th, causing multiple impacts to much-needed service in eastern Queens. This was due to a loss of power, but a lot of people have pointed fingers at the CBTC system, which the corridor uses. Of course, you guys have already heard about the various GOs in August. For me, it seems like madness to swap all the routes with each other, but hey, MTA, you know best, I guess. A lot of people are hype about these GOs. I usually don't get excited for GOs, as the equipment is redundant, unless they're like IRT GOs or will eventually involve the R211 next year, but these current GOs don't pique my interest at all. If you want to enjoy the D to World Trade Center and the E via the F and stuff like that, enjoy it. But my interest is personally in the G to Coney Island, as it means that R160s will return to the route. On July 29th, Pat Foye stepped down from his position as chairman, being replaced by construction chief Jano Libra. On July 30th, Sarah Feinberg unexpectedly stepped down from her position as the interim president for the MTA, being replaced by Craig Cipriano, who Lieber instated. We also have a new senior vice president, Demetrius Critchlow. The MTA is running through leaders like I run through cheeses, and as a result, I wonder how long Lieber, Cipriano, and Critchlow will stay in office. The J&J COVID vaccine program at Grand Central, Penn Station, and others has been extended indefinitely, as cases continue to climb once again in the U.S. due to the highly contagious Delta variant. As previously stated, the program offers an unlimited Metro card to those who receive the one-shot dose. We all saw that nasty accident on July 29th where a car collided with a Beeline XDE 60 numbered 350 while it was in service on the Route 20, causing it to slam into a support pillar underneath Woodlawn. This crash injured over 12 people, including the bus driver, and I hope for a speedy recovery for them all. Things have really heated up for Nice Bus. Mitchell Field Depot now has 2021 Gillig CNGs 2000 to 2011 and 2013, 13 confirmed units total, though rumor had it that over 20 Gilligs were present at Mitchell Field Depot. The first Gillig 2000 was placed into service on July 15th on the N24 to Jamaica with trackers. My friend Zach Transit was among the first to catch it, where it did a night run on the N4. I gotta say, although the signs are not twin visions, the illuminators don't disappoint at all, especially with the new font. The Transdev and Nassau Intercounty Express decals were added to the sides and front respectively. The interior is also impressive, as the 4-1 Gemini seats are utilized inside of it. The interior design and engine transmission are similar to that of an XN40. The Gillig BRT is just basically a cooler XN40. I like how tall it looks, and I once jokingly referred to it as a futuristic ice cream. 2006 also hit service on the N22 without trackers on July 22nd. By August 3rd, at least 11 Gilligs 2000 to 2007 and 2009 to 2011 had already seen service. Those next-gen CNGs are running on borrowed time. NICE also has until August 9th to choose which bidder will win his contract for 6 electric buses, but it's looking like it'll probably be Proterra or New Flyer. Rockville Center also got rid of their remaining Orion 5 CNGs, which was revealed on July 29th. End of an era for Nice Bus. Also, one of Dash's 2021 Proterra ZX5's 804 was finally spotted in training on July 15th by me, after receiving installation of driver barriers, and hit service as early as July 24th on the AT8. It's about time! They got those units on January 31st. Now it's time to see them get put to work. 805 and 806 also hit service on July 29th on the AT2 and AT2X. The Proterras were supposed to replace half of the remaining 2004 to 2007 Orion 5s, as there are only 6 left, but they sidelined the 2002 Neoplan AN460s instead, which are older than time itself. 601 retired on June 17th due to a transmission issue, and the other 3 remaining units haven't run since July 17th, 2 days after my trip to DC, due to mechanical issues. If the Neoplans truly end up retiring now, it will mark the end of an era and signify the end of the reign of high-floor articulated buses at Dash. The XC60s will bring back articulation, however, once they arrive. Keep your eyes on those Proterra ZX5s though, because they may be an indication of the electric future that lies in store for the MTA, New Jersey Transit, and Nice Bus. WMATA retired their last 2 Orion 7s, 3006 and 3009, on July 7th. This ended the era of Orion 7 old gen CNG vehicles in Washington for good. The government subsequently had an auction of these vehicles, just like Beeline auctioned their Neoplans to Dash in 2019. All that's left Orion-wise in this region are the EPA 10s. And yay, the cicadas are now here! Now for the fanning recommendations. This month's recommendations are the Nice Gilligs, of course, Next Gen CNGs, 2910, MCIs on Staten Island, all old gens left in Manhattan and Queens, Manhattanville first, then Hale, then Quill, then Queens Village in that order. That's the order I would recommend fanning them in. Manhattanville and Kingsbridge LFS Hybrids, and Mother Claire Hale XDE 40s. Listen to those cicadas go. Credit to those who have provided some of the photos and information used in this video. Please subscribe, stay blessed, stay healthy, stay hyped, and thank you for riding with Next Stop News.